Finally tracked down the cable. I had to call a lot of marine stores in all of West Michigan, but I was able to find one at Van Sports Center on Alpine in the Grand Rapids area. They had it in stock on the shelf. Guy double checked for me and even held it. So big thank you to them, so that we can continue our projects for the weekend. Otherwise I would have been stuck. This is exactly what we needed. Oh my God. You can move it by hand. You can see on this one, packed with grease. Other one was dry. Obviously water had gotten into it and some of the boats passed, and that had gone into this cable. And then we're gonna cut that old cable open. We're gonna look inside, but inside this cable got rusted on that old one. Caused corrosion, and that's what made my boat so hard to steer. And I got this completely uncoiled now. So now that it's not in a tight loop, I can't move the old one at all. This one just goes. So I am stunned at how easy this is to move. So I've been working on pulling this cable out. Runs from behind the wheel there, all the way behind this, back here, and out there. So I've been able to pull it, and the end of it's up right under there. And I looked under here, and you can see the shaft is right there, and there's a zip tie under there that's stopping it. So I'm hoping, this is a big hope, I'm hoping there's just that one zip tie, and then I'll be able to pull it all the way out. I've attached a string to the end of it, hoping I can use that string to pull it back through. Got a couple zip ties cut. Obviously those aren't the only two. Why would that be the case? So took this panel off, which because of the controls does not move super far. That's all right, got it off. And immediately you can see in here, maybe you can't, but whoever put this boat together, back together, decided to zip tie every wire in under here to the steering cable. So of course I got to cut all those off, but I think now we've got all the panels off, I'll be able to fish this out and get the old one through pretty easily. 12 zip ties later. Apparently every wire managed in this boat is tied to that. So I'm going to put some different wire management in there, especially in this panel. We're going to get all of these wires, all these that are hanging in here. I would bet this still isn't free, but let's see how far we get. That wasn't far at all. All right, back to investigating. Somewhere in this completely inaccessible area is a zip tie. I can't reach it from either side. This cable's been about defeating me. I love to be a DIY guy, right? That's what I keep telling myself. But get a little creative. Take the speaker out. Freaking zip tie right there. That's what's hanging it up. Think it's the last one? I don't. I really don't. Yeah, it wasn't the last one. 3 zip ties later. Let's see what we get. Hey! Got that cable out. All the way out. So, if you're ever doing wire management and you're zip tying everything to the steering cable, please remember that might need to come out for service someday. They lock up over time. So now we get the fight of putting the new one in. Ran the cable in through there, back there, which a couple pads really cleaned that up, and one back there that's not sticking. I tore it off with the cable. Get a new one for that. And then I ran the cable like it went. I guess one clamp back there. I'll get that done. And then I put the pins in. So now I'm gonna make sure the out drive is straight. Then I'll straighten the wheel and I'll clamp that just 4 bolts for that, and then we can see how much of a difference we made. I just learned you need the outdrive centered before you put the pins in those 2 holes. So mine was like a 1/4 inch off, but not often you get in here. So I took the pins back out, and now I will put them in and then put the wheel on so everything lines up perfect. I don't want the wheel going crazy all the way down the channel. So we got the wheel on there, it wasn't straight. Got my daughter to turn the wheel while I checked it in the back, and we were able to get it completely straight. Then I took the gear steering rack off again. It's very sharp in here. I took the steering rack off again, at which point I straightened the wheel. Now I'm tightening it back up. All right, we got the boat launched for a test today. We're gonna do some testing of both the motor and of the wheel. So this is the first time since we replaced the cable. How easy is it to turn? Do we have power steering? Oh, ho, ho. Wow. It's always been a 2-handed thing in the past. So now just 1 finger, I can turn this wheel. And it actually has power steering, and I didn't even know. So, fixed. So in the past, in these channels where I have to go slow, we're currently at Ludington State Park, and you have to do no wake all the way out of the park. The boat was really hard to drive because I was constantly sawing at the wheel and it had a huge drift. Now, it's so much easier to just give small corrections and have it go. I used to think there was some sort of really bad wear in that outdrive, and it just feels excellent. Hold on. So in the last video, you probably saw me getting towed in at the end of it after testing my steering. The engine just died during a turn, like somebody shut the key off. So today, working on troubleshooting this, notice immediately I'm missing a wire from the back of the ignition. I'm like, that's strange. I can see the wire in there. I'm like, oh, maybe it just came loose. Then looking into it more, I'm not sure how good you'll be able to see this on video, I clamped it into the steering arm. So when I put that rack back on, that wire's clamped in there. So I was taking the turn, going nice, wore through the wire, shut the motor off. So sometimes fixing things, you cause more issues.